Hello everybody, it's EzraTime again here. Welcome back to another reaction videos. And today we're gonna be reacting to the game theory video once again, called FNAF Goodbye Father. The FNAF Security Breach prediction, which is again nice because we're less than a couple of weeks away from the release of Security Breach. And again, we really can't wait to see a let's play of it because again, I don't think I can play it on my old PC because I think it's gonna crash. Because again, FNAF Security Breach is actually a really high quality game, obviously. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a Let's Play reaction maybe in December. Who knows? We'll see. And Matpat just provided a theory and the next theory again about what's gonna be the FNAF security breach. So it's gonna be interesting. So without further ado, let's start the video, shall we?
Bit by bit, we've been working to solve Security Breach before its launch, and so far I feel pretty darn good about what we've concluded. The reappearance of Glitch Trap and the dual nature of Vanny seem all but confirmed. The repurposing of the toy animatronics still feels very much possible. Even some of my bigger swings have wound up being home runs.
Huh! Well, that's explicit. Real quick, Music Man FNAF. There's a couple
the Music Man, yeah.
like loose threads that I keep
Matpat does call that.
Hold it until a point where it becomes useful. Music Man is one of those. So to suddenly see a character with 6 legs and clown gloves, this is the closest thing that connects. I would assume because anything that usually has a lot of legs like this is able to climb
he's
walls
good,
and climb
guys.
ceilings. I wouldn't be surprised to see this be attacking you from the ceiling or a wall.
3 weeks later.
Oh! Oh! I called it!
Yep.
Let's go!
I remember watching this video
So
breakdown.
We've talked about the villains, we've talked about the
Matpat is so
animatronics,
excited.
we've talked about the plot. Today, with a month left before release, it's time to talk about how this whole thing is gonna end.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice callback.
Hello, Internet. Welcome
to
to
Game
Game
Theory.
Theory, the show that critics describe as Vanny-tastic. Before we begin, a quick reminder that 1 week from today, Tuesday, November
St.
30th,
Jude's
is
Hospital,
our
guys,
big
so-
and final charity live stream benefiting St. Jude. It is the single biggest YouTube collaboration of the year. 50 creators across 9 hours.
Ooh,
we have
wow.
everything from Markiplier doing trumpet solos and Dawko doing contortions to Corpse Husband reading children's books and Dream getting dunked on in Squid Game. There's even giveaways that you can win with your donations. Pixel 6s, OLED Switches, even special Security Breach merch that was sent to us directly from Steel Wool Studios. And it's all dedicated to treating children with cancer and then passing those treatments along so that anyone else affected with cancer can benefit. Which, gotta say, all of us know someone who's been affected by cancer, and when you're a dad, hearing that a child has gotten that awful diagnosis makes it hit even harder.
One of my family
so if you want to be a part
members,
of the biggest YouTube collab of the year and a day full of
cancer.
fun and charity, make sure you're here next Tuesday, November 30th. Can we cross $1 million in 9 hours?
You're gonna
I'll need
cross
your
that
help to
target,
get there,
man.
So hit the button that you see on screen right now to ensure you're notified when it goes live. Since September, Steel Wool Studio has been hyping up the upcoming release of FNAF Security Breach by releasing short clips of an old Freddy Fazbear cartoon called Freddy and Friends on Tour. These 4 uploads, styled like an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon like 1969 Scooby-Doo or 1958's Yogi Bear, have been a huge source of information about this upcoming game, with each one hiding a frame or 2 screenshot of an existing animatronic in the middle of the episode, as well as the more focused reveal of a new animatronic towards the end. So, in the middle of episodes, you see glitches showcasing Chica, Roxy Wolf, Monty Gator, our security guard from the game's first teaser, but now with yellow eyes, and these creepy bots, which we later learn in the game's trailer appear to be the service bots that are wandering around the Security Breach's mall complex. Meanwhile, at the end of each video, you had the reveal of the Sun and Moon guy, Evil Vanny, and of course,
Music Man!
there's even the reintroduction of
Music
Glitch Trap,
Man.
who in the final video can be found by piecing together the upload's 20 purple and yellow glitches kind of like a puzzle.
God.
Probably one of the coolest ideas for a teaser reveal that I've ever seen, and honestly, just a really smart callback because, based on the YouTube description for these videos, these things are coming from the Fazbear Entertainment Archive. And what are we doing with these old tapes? We're assembling them. Just like we saw with FNAF VR, where assembling the tapes also assembled Glitch Trap. So, yet again, we assemble a series of tapes, the glitches get stronger upload after upload, and boom, Gold Bunny make people go bye-bye. I don't know if they meant this intentionally or not, but still, cool detail. And then,
I think it's
just a couple weeks
intentional.
ago, the actual trailer came out and confirmed a lot of what we were seeing. There's all the animatronics, there's the creepy service bots, there's
Music Man!
we know basically
Music
everything
Man.
that's in this game because we've seen basically everything that's been teased. Well, except for one thing. Through all the reveals and teasers and trailers, one thing remains a mystery. There is still one teased item that hasn't been revealed, and that is a tentacle monster. You heard that right. At the end of Fazbear and Friends Episode 1, we get this, a sliding tentacle slithering across the screen. And you know it's a big deal because it's simultaneously the first thing they tease, but also the last thing that they're keeping secret. In fact, based on details from the trailer, as well as new clues that have come to light in other parts of the FNAF universe, I not only think I know what that is, but also the whole ending sequence of this game. This one is a biggie and feels like once again I am swinging for the fences, but if it proves to be true, well, let me tell you, I'll be even more excited than this.
Music Man!
And speaking of things that get you more hyped than seeing your favorite reject animatronic make his triumphant return, let me just remind you that new FNAF wear and Theory wear are available right now for the holidays. Live out your wildest fantasies in this awesome glam rock Freddy denim jacket, but look out,
that looks cool.
Your back. Or if black isn't your color, how about something a bit brighter, like the satin jacket with pink and cyan highlights. It's warm, it's cozy, and it's covered in embroidered patches. The only thing it doesn't have are totally rad lasers to go with it. Pew, 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 pew. There's also the option of short or long sleeve t-shirts for all your favorites, from Monty to Vanny and everyone
pretty cool
in
marks,
between.
though.
Meanwhile, for all the rest of you theorists, we got the drip that'll make your friends go sheesh. Like this jogger set. You'll be camouflaged at your next chess club meeting in stylish black and white with a comfortable slim leg fit. It's sleek enough to wear outdoors.
Kind of remind me of
cool
Uno's
public,
Honest
but warm and soft
clothes
enough for
in
all
some
the
way.
indoor
You know,
antisocial cuddling you could possibly want.
as you know, it's black and white.
Soft and cuddly Theory blanket. That's all I have to
I miss
say.
Uno's Honest.
Theory
I'm not gonna
blanket.
lie.
You and your cats will love it. And if you're looking for more to keep you warm this chilly winter, wrap yourself in the big old hug that is
I like
this
that Matpat
diamond
merch is
quilted
all
Game
in,
Theory
you know, like
jacket,
really
this embroidered Game
colorful.
Theory
You know, I
beanie.
think it's
Perfect
really
for the
nice.
wet weather or
Even though I
just
never
a cold
bought one,
basement
gotta
that
be
you wanna
honest.
Keep cold because you don't want to run up your heating bill. Who knows? Maybe that's just me and Steph. Best of all, we have everything in stock right now, which means it's all ready to ship out with no shortages or delays. That means you get it ASAP for yourself or whoever you're gifting it to. Instant gratification for the win. So go get your FNAF wear or Theory wear by using the link down in the description or the merch shelf below as YouTube continues to try and train you to use their platform as a one-stop shop for all your consumerist needs. Now then, let's talk tentacles. Across the series, there's only ever been one character associated with long, slimy black tentacles, and that is Nightmarion, the nightmare puppet, who came out as part of the Halloween update for FNAF 4 way back when I still had hopes that this series would end with 4 games.
Oh man,
what a fool I was. And who we more recently saw in FNAF VR's Night Terrors minigame. This thing is like a hentacle that is just waiting to happen. Probably a tentacle that's already happened, to be honest, but I dare not look in that direction. So when you see a tentacle sliding across a staticky screen, immediately your mind is gonna jump to this character. And from a story standpoint, this would also make some level of sense. I mean, William Afton is back in the form of Glitch Trap, so presumably the puppet, this protector of lost souls that stands opposed to him, would try its best to come along for the ride too in an effort to thwart him once more. One problem with all this though, Nightmarion isn't canon. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's complicated. Go figure, it's FNAF. Big surprise there. You see, Nightmarion's original appearance in FNAF 4's Halloween update is not canon. Something confirmed by Scott a long time ago before that DLC launched. Its appearance in FNAF VR, on the other hand, is canon, but not in the way you think. This is because FNAF VR is itself a video game produced by Fazbear Entertainment. So Nightmarion in the world of FNAF is no better than Mario or Master Chief or a Slender Man. It's a video game character, and as far as we know, that's it. It's not an actual active part of the real world lore in that universe. And you see, it's the lore that provides us another problem here. Canonically, the puppet is burned away. Its spirit is released in the fire that happens at the end of Pizzeria Simulator. And unlike Afton, who created a digitized version of himself hidden in a video game, something tells me that the puppet wasn't coding C++ in between giving gifts, giving life. As the last nail in the coffin here, the tentacle that we see at the end of Freddy and Friends is missing its signature white stripes. Are there ways to bring the puppet back? Sure, Puppet Mask didn't fully burn away and was found in the wreckage of the FNAF 6 pizzeria, so it's still infused with the agony of Charlie in order to fight against Afton one final time. Whatever. But honestly, I think there's evidence to suggest a better candidate for that tentacle, Baby. So the final Fazbear Frights book just came out, number 11, Prankster. And with it came the chance to look back across the whole collection and analyze what
Oh my
Easter
God,
eggs were
it's a
there
lot
to
of
help
book.
solve the game lore. One big takeaway from the series, we now absolutely know what was inside the FNAF 4 box. It was a person. Don't at me about this one. This is undeniable at this point, and nothing you say is gonna change my mind about it. Here's why. In Prankster, we get this line during the finale, quote, Jake had found the real homeless girl that Eleanor replaced. As a quick aside here and reminder, Eleanor is this book's stand-in for Baby. The real girl had been locked in a trunk in the abandoned building where Jake had originally found Eleanor. Now, this one instance alone wouldn't be enough to make me 100% sure about this, but they repeat it twice. Earlier in this same stretch of like 20 or so pages, the exact same thing happens again, only this time it's Eleanor that's locked in the box waiting to pop out. And if those two times weren't enough for you, in the final FNAF novel, The Fourth Closet, Baby hides a person inside of a large chest and then goes to steal their identity. Quote from this book, John moved to a large green chest, the paint almost entirely worn off. There was no lock. John knelt beside it, found the handle and heaved it open, then shuddered, falling back and pushing himself away. Jessica, he gasped, moving back to the chest and leaning over it. Jessica. What, John? I'm trying to listen. It's Charlie, he said hoarsely, in the chest. So 3 times in the various books of this franchise have we opened up a chest to find some person resting inside. That alone would be enough to be a trend, but the similarities in these situations continue. Not only does this very odd and very specific thing happen in both Fazbear Frights and the Silver Eyes novels, but both times the person inside the box is Charlie the puppet, or whatever her equivalent is in that universe. In The Fourth Closet, it's Charlotte, daughter of the genius animatronic inventor Henry, who tragically loses his young girl and then tries to rebuild her using robots. And over in Fazbear Frights, the homeless girl in the box is named Renelle. Stop me if this starts to sound familiar, but she's the daughter of genius inventor Dr. Talbert, who tragically loses his young girl and then tries to keep her alive by inventing Remnant. I'm just saying, whether you like it or not, it just seems like the books are trying real hard to tell us the solution to this.
Can't really
one.
remember,
And
to be honest.
That's not a theory. That is me just literally calling attention to a repeated pattern in the books. Anyway, with the final Fazbear Fright comes the ending to the Stitch Wraith story that I've been yammering on about for the better part of 2 years. And for good reason. This one story, told in short chunks at the end of each novel, has contained some of the biggest lore reveals of any piece of media this franchise has ever produced. It was this story that really strengthened my belief in Golden Freddy having 2 souls inside of him. It's also the one that gives us that scene that we just talked about with the box. It even has a lore dump in the final pages where they just outright define what Remnant is. So that's why it really caught my attention when Baby started to do something that was completely out of character, shooting long black tentacles out of her body. Quote from the book, her eyes bulged, black tentacles shot from her mouth, from her fingers, from her toes. The slimy black vines climbed up the walls. It slithered over the floor.
Disgusting.
Tentacles flew from her and wrapped around his face. Yeah, that's new. So we have ourselves Baby,
very
an
new.
animatronic that can transform into a believable copy of any person, now also able to erupt into blood tentacles. Yeah, the tentacles are made from black blood. Sorry if I didn't mention that before, but yep. But there's another reason I think Baby's our tentacle monster. It's because I think she's actually our big bad of the game. The one who is really pulling the strings here. You see, back in April, I did 3 short mini-theories on Security Breach, with one focused on exactly this topic, the return of Elizabeth Afton. At the time, it was a mini-theory for a reason. It was just a hunch with a teeny bit of evidence, but now that evidence is starting to pile up faster than dead bodies in a pizzeria, and to understand why, we have to make one more trip to the books. At the midway point of our Stitch Wraith story, we have our Golden Freddy spirit stand-ins having to equip themselves with the puppet mask in order to fight against a giant 15-foot trash rabbit called the Afton Amalgamation.
Yeah,
You're
remember
not stroking
that.
out, friends. That is the unironic words printed onto real paper and produced en masse for readers to consume. You hear that? Shakespeare is rolling in his grave as we speak. Basically, Afton's spirit had possessed a lot of different objects, and those all fused together with trash in order to form a giant garbage Godzilla. Back when I wrote that theory, I had this to say.
my
I am
God.
not gonna sit here and say that we will at some point in this series be forced to fight a giant trash bunny possessed by a serial killer. But now, 7 months later, things have changed. And yeah, I am gonna sit here and say that we will at some point in the series be forced to fight a giant trash bunny possessed by a serial killer. Yep, the series about pizzeria-themed murders has decided that giant garbage rabbit kaiju is the next logical step in the story that they feel it wants to tell. I am so tired. Now, if this was a normal FNAF game, then no. Of course, there's no giant trash monster. But this is anything but a normal FNAF FNAF game. First,
Yeah,
we know
very
that Security
different.
Breach will have boss
Again.
battles. This is confirmed on the PlayStation blog article
Oh yeah,
covering the
boss
game.
battle.
And if
Yeah.
these moments of Monty Gator from the trailer don't look like a
Monty.
boss battle intro sequence, then I don't know what does. Reminds me of the American Gladiators game Assault. We also know that the game's primary mechanic is climbing into Freddy's oversized birthday cake hatch to pilot him around like a mech suit. You don't just include a mecha suit like that in your game if all you're doing with it is stealthing around a mall. You insert that sort of stuff in order to punch serial killers in the face. But you know what seals
Yeah,
the deal for
true.
me is the trailer.
Also,
Throughout the Freddy and
awesome.
Friends teaser images, we've seen pictures of the animatronics all cracked and broken. Are they corrupted by Afton? Maybe we destroy them over the course of the night. It's a weird little detail. But then the trailer goes and shows us a bit more. We see this scene of a broken Chica that's attacking us in a tunnel made from garbage. Now that is a bizarre
my
setting for a
God.
game that's set in a mall and, according to the PlayStation Store, the sewers underneath the mall. Trash is just
Sewers.
everywhere. So is this the game that's finally given us what we've all been demanding? Hashtag justice for trash in the gang? Or is it something more?
Maybe.
Remember what I said about the broken version of the animatronics that we keep seeing in the trailers? Well, one of the main components of Trash Afton are the pieces and parts of other ruined animatronics. I wouldn't be surprised if the final boss battle of the game is against a giant amalgamation of all the other animatronics combined, which in turn
that would be cool.
strengthens
I'm
the
just gonna
baby
say.
theory. You see, in the books, yet again, Trash Afton is described as weak. In fact, it's so important that they decide to say it twice. First in book 6, and then again in book 11. In reality, it's actually Eleanor that's powering the whole thing. So if we do in fact descend down into a landfill to fight a giant trash rabbit kaiju, the one really pulling the strings will be the black blood tentacles of the shape-shifting baby. But there's one last thing worth mentioning,
God.
and that's this game's return to the first ever pizzeria, Fredbear's Family Diner. Dawko recently did a live stream to benefit our St. Jude campaign. Dawko, you're an amazing and wonderful person. Thank you for your support. But whenever there's a Dawko charity stream, you know that close behind is gonna be some FNAF teasers. And Steel Wool did not disappoint. They sent him a series of posters, including these 3 from Fredbear's Family Diner. The original pizzeria mentioned way back in FNAF 2.
I'm gonna try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down.
Now, the
And
existence
back in the
of
day,
these posters alone is pretty sus,
2014.
considering game developers don't have the bandwidth to spend a lot of time on artwork that isn't getting used in your actual game. What's even weirder, though, is that the new Freddy and Friends teasers also revisit what appears to be the first pizzeria in Episode 2, based on the building's small size, red and white striped awnings, and wooden interior. But all of that, coupled with the descent into a landfill-looking area, leads me to believe that the mall is built on top of the original Fredbear's Family Diner location. We've actually seen a lot of this before throughout the series. In both Sister Location and the Twisted ones, we have large underground warehouses constructed under existing buildings and businesses. And again, in the Silver Eyes, we see Charlie and the gang breaking into a giant mall, read also Pizzaplex, built around one of the earliest pizzeria locations. Even FNAF VR ended with the scene of Glitch Trap beckoning us to the back room, where we then went out the side door towards Security Breach's mall in the middle of being constructed. Long story short, there is a constant running theme of old places being connected to and buried under new, flashier establishments. So, us going down a trash tunnel in the trailer, passing old wrecked versions of the animatronics, we have to be headed somewhere. Why not the first ever location, where Glitch Trap would be at his strongest, would be able to be resurrected into the nightmare hand that we saw at the end of the first teaser, notice those fingers, and eventually form into the trash monster that we fight. So that, my friends, is the wild prediction I have for the final act of this game.
I think it's gonna happen.
Descend into the
I'm just
sewers
saying.
and eventually wind up in tunnels of trash under the building, which eventually leads to the site of the first ever diner, Fredbear's Family. Here, where his powers are strongest, Glitch Trap leaves Vanny's body and regains his own. We hop into our Mecha Freddy for a boss battle to knock him around a bit, and desperate, he absorbs all the ruined animatronics and trash around him. We destroy him yet again, only to reveal the black tentacles. It was Baby all along. Cue the next game and subsequent 20 installment book series. But hey, these animatronics may be horrifying, but not everything that's made of metal has to be. That's where our sponsor Displate comes in. Their metal posters are
the sponsor, right? Yep. So that was the theory. Again, like I know this entire rest is literally just me saying that. Oh, okay, cool, wow. But you know, I just really again, I think this theory, I think it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like every single thing that Matpat said before, it's actually pretty lined up with the previous three teaser, right? So I feel like this is gonna be a really cool moments, I guess, where it's gonna be revealing the ending of Security Breach. And I think if that actually happened, that's actually pretty fucking cool. I'm just gonna say it. Like you fight William Afton, you fight Vanny, and then Vanny leaves to his original self, and then suddenly he obviously collects all the trash around him, and then he becomes really big, and then you fight him again with inside of Glamrock Freddy, obviously, and then suddenly it was revealed it was baby with the black tentacle, which is literally blood, which is fucking disgusting. um, but honestly, it's really cool, really cool idea, and I kind of wish that happened, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know if still is gonna be really that ambitious, but I still think it's probably is gonna happen. I'm like 70-30 right now, like 70% confident that it's probably gonna happen, but 30% like maybe not. Maybe that's too big, for this game. But at the same time, the games already feel big, so I don't know. There's a possibility, like a really good chance that that's gonna happen. That's gonna be the ending, and I think that's a really cool ending though, because again, we do have a boss fight. Monty is obviously gonna be a boss fight. We see that in the trailer. Looks like a cutscene of a boss fight. Obviously, even Matpat pointed that out. I don't know about Roxanne or Toy or Glamrock Chica, because I was for sure Glamrock Chica is gonna have a lot of like screen time, at least based on the trailer. But I think Glamrock Chica and Roxanne is gonna be having a really similar role, while Monty is like, well, Monty's gonna be hunting us, but he's gonna be a boss fight in the end. Or maybe who knows? Maybe Glamrock Chica and Roxanne is gonna be another boss fight. Like who knows? Or maybe the Sun and the Moon animatronic is gonna be one of the boss fight. You know, like who knows? At this point, at this point I'm just excited to see what's gonna be in a Security Breach. What's gonna be the lore, what's gonna be the gameplay in general. Is it gonna be actually took place 5 nights, or is this gonna be like one long night? I'm just gonna guess it's gonna be one long night. According to the trailer, we're just going to survive until 6 a.m. right? And it's gonna be a long 6 a.m. um and yeah, I think the graphics was cool. Just excited to see what's gonna happen in the game itself. And again, FNAF is getting really complicated with the books and the lore. William Afton, the remnants of the soul, like Doctor something. I forgot the characters. I think that's the character from the books, right? That create the remnant apparently. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna like Matpat just to theorize what's gonna happen, and I'm just gonna trust him because again, it's just too much for me. Like FNAF used to be, I used to theorize FNAF like a lot back in the old days, like FNAF 1, 2, 3, and 4, obviously. Obviously, the fourth game is where everybody was giving up on making theory because it's so complicated. But back in the day, I was really happy making theories about it and discussing it with my friends. Like what's gonna happen in this game. Like what's actually who is the purple guy. You guys remember that back in the golden days. And it's just like, yeah, it's amazing. And now we're dealing with remnants, we're dealing with brass monster after an amalgamation or something like that, right? You got the stitch rate. Like it's just so big and so complicated, and then just over the top and jumping a bunch of shark, obviously, the story. And yeah, man, it's just too much for me. So it's gonna depend on Matpat and just gonna trust what he's going to say. I think it's gonna happen, but I guess we'll see, because Matpat theory is pretty much correct, sometimes it doesn't, obviously, because again, it's just a theory. But who knows? We'll see what's gonna happen. I'm excited for FNAF Security Breach, so hopefully you guys are too. And I guess you guys can let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this theory right here. Again, it's pretty exhausting just to hear how complicated the story was, the FNAF story, but at the same time it's FNAF, so I don't know, it's not really surprising, I'm assuming. But let me know your opinions about that in the comment section below. Does it make you, roll your eyes or like exhausted to hear this many theory and story that just dumping a bunch of shark already? you know and if you guys want to watch the original video, then I will leave a link in the description below. As always, make sure you guys check Game Theory channel. I will leave his channel link in the description below. And if you guys enjoy my reaction video, then leave a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, ring that notification bell, share my videos up there, the usual stuff. And yeah, guys, stay tuned for whatever's gonna be the next video. And again, guys, I really hope you guys can enjoy this reaction video. Hopefully it's not boring, but if it was boring, then I'm sorry. All right. And then I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.